Above their heads, steaming for all to see. El Cachorro, El Cachorro. There's a dawn superheroes day today for you and me. El Cachorro, El Cachorro.
Hi, welcome back to another El Cachorro video. We're doing episode 7 of Ahsoka now. So fresh off it, some of the images I've used might not be exactly from the episode just because it's too new to find some so far. So you get away from some spoilers, I guess, but obviously there will be spoilers in like all my videos. So this was a very solid episode. Pretty much this, we start getting a lot of battles. We're getting a space battle and multiple ground battle and a big ground battle. We get some interesting story developments. Oh, do I want to go ahead and give the ranking for this one? Let's go ahead. Okay, 8.5. 8 or 8.5. So it's still another very solid episode, staying on par. So nothing really hate it. I mean, there's some minor issues there with it, but super solid. On the top of my head, I cannot remember what it was called. I forgot the name of the episode, sorry. But we'll move on. So, we start off with what everybody thought was coming last episode, and we did not get. The trial of Hera Syndulla. A lot of people were kind of dreading this, because the New Republic is just made to be very stupid. So, she is on trial for disobeying her orders, and that one senator guy is like all against her and trying to get her court-martialed. And she stands her case again that, hey, she's chasing. Obviously, there's something happened there to prove that what she was doing was true. And, well, now that the one who's just trying to point out there's no big master Imperial plan. There's just scattered Imperial forces throughout the galaxy still. And not buying her story at all. So, like, the New Republic is stupid. They're just stupid. Then we get a huge special guest appearance. You might turn away if you don't want to see. To bail her out is C-3PO. C-3PO makes a big entrance and he gets waved in. He's on there for a message from Leia Organa. Which the other senator kind of tries to throw a little huff about. Leia claims that she okayed this mission by Hera. And that she wasn't aware that the other senator guy voted against it in a meeting that she was not invited to. So she kind of drops her power at the table there, saying if you have any issues, come directly to me, the leader of the defense. So shuts that guy up. Then Major Monmouth is like, yeah, I know that's not after the Monmouth. So the court case is dismissed. The court-martial case is dismissed. And then Mother's like, I know she didn't approve it. She goes, well, she did, eventually. And where Monmouth shows that she is a little worried. She's like, is this threat real? So, like she even tells like, yeah, we better start preparing for the worst. Boom, that's it. That's the whole, so that they kept it right at the beginning, really short and sweet. And boom, it was over just like that. So, okay. They wanted to give us that scene. They made it quick. So then we cut to the Jedi ship, and Ahsoka's practicing in the training room, and she has a digital hologram of Anakin that he recorded for her, giving her tips, stuff like that. So they found a way to work Hayden Christensen into the episode as well, which is awesome. To which, and then Huane comes out at the very end. And she mentions how he was such a good master. And then Huang mentions how the whales are coming out of hyperspace. They seem to be slowing down. And so they go back to the cockpit, and we see the whales come out of hyperspace. It's this really cool thing. And next thing we find out is there's now Imperial mines all set up at this one spot because they knew they were coming there. So the whales are getting attacked by these mines. Ahsoka and them fly out of the ship, and they're trying to dodge them as well. The whales end up jumping to hyperspace to get out of there, which is cool. I was happy we didn't kill whales. Ahsoka gets through the minefield, and they launch fighters at them from the big ring. So they dive into the whale bone carcass ring thing to dodge them, which supposedly is impossible to navigate. So a lot of them are getting blown up. And Thrawn finds out that she was trained by Anakin Skywalker. He doesn't make any mentions about Darth Vader, but he mentions that General Skywalker was unpredictable and dangerous. So he calls off the fighters to see what Ahsoka does next. Meanwhile, on the planet, we have Sabine and Ezra traveling with their turtle people in these little floating pod things, and he shows that she did give him the story about the Empire falling, and whether Palpatine's dead, what we think he is. It's just what she heard. So I guess alluding for Palpatine's return is that. So whatever, they had to set up the sequel trilogy, I guess. She still won't say exactly how they're supposed to get home, how she got there. She still hasn't told him about her involvement with coming with people looking for Thrawn. So kind of think that part I will say is weak. They should. You think they would? She'd kind of tell him that by now. Our Fox Jedi, I believe we're going to call at one point, spot them, and they're following them, and they're getting ready for their attack. To which we cut back to just Ahsoka on the ship trying to use the Force to reach out to find Sabine. They have like a little bond thing to connect. I don't know if we've ever seen anything like that before. Luke could call out the people and call out the Leia. So I guess, yeah. Luke did use it to call out the Leia in Return of the Jedi. Or Empire Strikes Back, actually. So I guess it's unknown power for Jedis to be able to do that. So she's reaching out to find him. Meanwhile, Thrawn is having the Night Sister with Mothers pinpoint Ahsoka's location in the debris field. As soon as they find it, they start opening up with the turbo lasers. So Ahsoka's trying to hurry up and get to the planet and dodge them. Our bad guys then decide that pretty much Baylan tells Shin to radio it in, go take out Ezra Bridger and Sabine, and then take your place in the new Empire. To which she's like, you're not going to help? He's like, well, it's your ambition that's taking you this way, so this is your path. And he alludes that I have another path I'm following. So he's obviously finding this greater power. So her and the bandits, that's the word I was trying to think of in my last video. The bandits going for the attack on the turtle people. So they're pretty much trying to fight them off. The turtle people don't really have any weapons, so they're throwing rocks and using slingshots and stuff like that. So they end up hurting them into a circle. And so they're all trapped in a circle, and she notices, and they talk about Shin there being, she's like you without the personality, without the sense of humor. So let her know that she's got Force Jedi sort of powers. So they're fighting off the bandits. And then Ahsoka's ship is also being attacked by fighters as she's trying to get to them as well. Then we have a little battle between Shin and Ahsoka and Sabine, where it's kind of pretty even, going back and forth with her fighting two people, which uses a lot of people using the Force. At one point, Sabine tried to give Ezra his lightsaber back. He refused to take it. He's like, "Oh, it's yours now. I don't need it anymore. I just need to use the Force. Just take the lightsaber." They're just trying to guess keep her to be some kind of be Force sensitive Jedi, so we can keep the lightsaber on her apparently. You know, it makes sense. Ezra is trained with the lightsaber. Give him the lightsaber. She can train. She's good with guns. But I guess they're not done with the apprentice. Or her being becoming a Jedi. So they pretty much get taking on Shin, and they had it out number 2-1. And then some Imperial troops start flying in, and then like that, and then they start surrounding them. And she's like, "Kill them!" And Ezra's trying to do this whole play. Oh, let's talk. Maybe shouldn't you take us alive? That kind of stuff. So Shin's like, "No, kill them." And then that's when Ahsoka, I forgot. So Ahsoka did this maneuver where she jumped out of the moving ship, so the fighters would keep taking on the ship, so she could get down there to help. Of course, she lands right where Balin is. So they have a nice little go back and forth on words again, which is them two interact with each other is great. And he's like, "Well, I can't let you interfere," so they start fighting. And it's going back and forth, and Ahsoka's getting some licks in, but then I guess she goes for one thing where Balin catches her hands like, "You can't beat me." So this guy's super tough. So this guy's got some whatever his backstory is. He's super tough. And then Huang starts shooting some shots from the ship to break him apart, so Ahsoka could steal his dog horse thing and go down to where Sabine and stuff was. So Balin's kind of looking at them. Then he kind of looks over to his left like something's calling him. Looks at him again, shrugs, looks to the left and starts walking. So definitely he's got something calling to him, this greater power. I guess the other part I forgot to mention was, I think I did mention that he told Shin to just go do his thing, her thing, where she belongs, and they're parting ways. He's going to go do follow his own thing. So he goes off to do his thing. Ahsoka comes in there, starts taking out stormtroopers, and she kind of starts fighting Shin barehanded because I guess she lost her lightsaber somewhere. So she's fighting off Shin their way. And at this point, also, Grand Moff Thrawn has noticed that Balin is not part of the battle, which was unexpected, and causing them to get their losses to be worse. So he decides to pull the plug and retreat. And when being questioned by Morgan, he's like, "We did win. See, while they're over here doing all this, like we are almost now full. Have our cargo bay almost full of, I guess." What looks to be like might be Night Sister bodies. It looks like they're casket. They look like caskets, so I'm not sure what they're supposed to be. So it's like, and so we're closer to leaving. They lost because how much time they used, or something like that. Is the claim. So he recalls them. We get our. I forgot to switch the pictures. Yes, there's the battle. So that's just another battle. So it was a pretty cool, nice little battle they did there. And so Shin's left. So all the troopers desert Shin. It's now her on a 3-on-1. Ahsoka asks her to surrender and says she can help her. And then Shin takes off running, jumps on her wolf creature, and runs off. So I don't know if she's going to meet where her story's going. Starting to feel like a lot of people are thinking they might try and turn her good, which would suck. I like her so much as a bad guy. She's got that perfect bad guy look. But there is some signs that they might do that. Oh, sorry, it's pretty late night. I'm tired. But yeah, so we ended with that with Thrawn pretty much saying, "Hey, well, we almost got the ship full, and they're now busy with this other stuff." So yeah, I say about 8.5 on this episode because I'm gonna save a little bit because I'm pretty sure the finale next week is going to be amazing. But yeah, we get some cool stuff. We get a couple guys. We get another Hayden Christensen. We get Anthony Daniels showing up. Get some lightsaber battles, which were pretty solid. So it was, so I said, very solid episode. Was not disappointed. Like I said, there's maybe a few flaw here and there kind of things that they could have done better, but overall, so it's another super solid episode. The finale is now coming up next week for season 1. Don't know if they plan on doing multiple seasons of Ahsoka or is it just supposed to lead to the movie. But they're doing, the show's doing great. I think I just feel like the show's doing great, even though it's getting stupid hate from dumb stuff that makes no sense. Super enjoyable show. Definitely want to know where Balin's up to. Hopefully we get a resolve for that. Apparently, obviously we know that if anything with Thrawn, he's going to have to get back to the other galaxy because it's setting up with a movie and stuff. So I don't know what they're planning on doing. Obviously, you probably pulled the Star Whale tricks. The only way for them to get back if Thrawn jumps back to their galaxy is them to be stowaways or prisoners. So, but definitely, a lot of crazy stuff that this finale could go. So, let's tune in and make sure I get that video out on time next week, hopefully. And until next time, Cachorro out.